Hello YouTube, I'm Ian, second year IT student from University of Santo Tomas, and today we're going to talk about operating system services. It provides users the services to execute the programs in a convenient manner. So our objective is to describe the services an operating system provides to users, processes, and other systems. So here's a diagram showing uh, the user interfaces, system calls, and services inside the operating system. So let's define user interfaces. User interfaces is the space where interactions between users and a computer system occur. GUI or graphical user interface is a type of user interface that allows users to interact with electronic devices through graphical icons and visual indicators such as a secondary notation instead of text-based user interface, type command labels, or text navigation. Batch interfaces are non-interactive user interfaces where the user specifies all the details of the batch job in advance to batch processing and receives the output when all the processing is done. Command line interpreter is a user interface to a computer's operating system or an application in which the user responds to a visual prompt by typing in a command on a specified line, receives a response back from the system, and then enters another command and so forth. So we're back again on the diagram and we're going to talk about the services. Here are some operating system services that are helpful to users. Program execution. The system must be able to load a program into memory and run that program, and execution either normally or abnormally, indicating the error if it exits abnormally. Input-output operations. A running program may require input or output, which may involve a file or an input or output device. File system manipulation. The file system is of particular interest. Programs need to read and write files in directories, create and delete them, search item, list file information, and permission management. Communications. Processes may exchange information on the same computer or between computers over a network. Error detection. Operating system needs to be constantly aware of possible errors that may occur in the CPU and memory hardware, or in input or output devices in a user program. For each type of error, operating system should take the appropriate action to ensure correct and consistent computing. Debugging facilities can greatly enhance the users and programmers' ability to efficiently use the system. Resource allocation. When multiple users or multiple jobs running concurrently, resources must be allocated to each of them. Accounting. To keep track of which users use how much and what kinds of computer resources. Protection and security. Protection involves ensuring that all access to system resources is controlled. Security of the system from outsiders requires user authentication extends to defending external input or output devices from invalid access attempts. So, system calls. In computing, a system call is the programmatic way in which computer program requests a service from kernel of the operating system it is executed on. An example of a system call. System call sequence to copy the contents of one file to another file. So, the system acquired the input file name, the file that you selected, write the prompt to screen, ask you if you want to copy, accept the input if you type yes or no, acquire output file name, the output file name you want. Write prompt to screen, accept input again of your decided file name. Open the input file. If file doesn't exist, it will show an error and abort. Create output file if the file exists. Loop. Read from input file, write to output file. So there's a loop. Reading the file, then writing it. Until the read fails, close output file. Write completion message to screen to let the user know that the copying sequence is done, and then terminate normally. Another example, standard C library. C program invoking printf function that we know that going to prompt a string or character. It will do a library call, which will call write system call, and then return it, that your string that you input here, return back to the output. So that's all. Thank you.